Welcome to Sean Can't Cook, but John can. Sean and I have been actors for many years, but I assure you, this is no act. He really can't cook. I'm going to teach Sean, and you at home, how to feel more comfortable in the kitchen, preparing tasty recipes that even the most novice of cooks can create. I will show you step by step how to construct each dish, so that when your friends come over, they'll ask, "How'd you learn how to make that?" If you already know how to cook, I hope you'll find a few recipes to add to your repertoire. Let's see what's on today's menu. Hello and welcome to Season 12, Episode 2 of Sean Can't Cook, but John can.
But I'm learning.
He is learning. You're getting better. Today, Part 2 of our Season of Machines, we have an air fryer. Thank you, Nancy, for this. A friend of ours got this for us about a year ago. I've done mostly potatoes in it. I haven't done a whole lot in it. I did some broccoli in it once. I'm still learning how to use this thing. It has a little drawer that comes out, and this keeps things up off the bottom. And the premise of air fryers is you don't use a lot of oil. You're not deep frying. So when we make potatoes, you just put a little bit of oil. You can either pour some on like olive oil, canola oil, any kind of safflower oil, your preferred oil, and sort of coat them in. Or what I've been doing lately is buying these sprays. This is avocado oil. And check your ingredients. This has no propellant in it. This is 100%, it says right on there, 100% avocado oil, or whichever oil you're using. So you put this in, you push it in, you set a temperature and a time. I'm cooking these at 350 degrees. You'll have to figure out what to do. So today we're going bananas.
No,
but we're
what?
not. But we're not going bananas. We are. We always are. That's how we live. But these aren't bananas. These are plantains. Well, that's because they're hard.
They are hard.
So,
Good Lord.
Here's what I've learned about these. This was a happy accident. Quick story. Went to the grocery store to buy bananas. I went in some yellow ones and some green ones. They were marked bananas, and I brought them home. And boy, these aren't ripening. They were plantains. They had them mismarked. So I'm like, well, what do I do with these? And I think you suggested this. I don't remember. One of us said, why don't we try them in the air fryer? I tried baking them in the oven, and they were good. The air fryer, though, they were delicious. We're like hooked on them. And we're using green. So plantains start off green, like a banana. Then they get yellow. Then they get brown, like a banana. But the stages are different. These are starchier. You have to cook plantains. You don't eat these raw. So I've peeled one already. I'm going to peel one, and you're going to peel one.
Actually, what he also forgot to share was he had brought home plantains instead of bananas for like weeks.
I did it like 2 or 3 times.
I
kept saying, oh, well, now these are bananas.
So we had a stack of plantains that we had nothing to do with.
So, and we'll fast forward. Some of them, by the time I got around to using them, they were yellowed, and they were softer. And I thought, well, let me try it. And when I put them in, I thought, oh boy, they were cooking and they were getting kind of mushy. But they eventually kept their shape. They were harder to toss and turn than these that are, harder. But they were still delicious.
Very good.
It was kind of like dessert, like bananas Foster, with like. So, and the other ingredient is a little bit of sea salt. I put it on about halfway through the cooking, which we'll show you as we go along. So this is the ingredients, 3 things. This was really more of a technique to use the air fryer to show you. This isn't so much a recipe, although it is, but it's not. So enough chit chat. So you want to cut the top off and the bottom. Get rid of that. And take the stickers off because I'm going to be scoring through this. So you want to take a sharp knife and just score the skin. You don't want to get into the flesh. You might get in a little bit, and that's okay. I do it twice, one on each side. So you have 4 little quadrants. Whoop. Or 2, sorry, you have 2. So what you want to do is put your finger underneath. This isn't easy because this isn't quite a banana.
Wow, it's fibrous.
So yeah, it's starchy. It's hard to get started. But once you get it started, you can sort of just scoot your finger up. And this, I am no plantain expert, full disclosure. This was just a happy accident that I found. So you just keep pulling. And some of it's going to be left behind, and that's okay if that happens. We can take the knife and cut that off. So you've got half done.
Half done.
Getting it started is hard because it wants to stick. Again, I'm learning about plantains myself. I read that you can try steaming or boiling them when they're this stage, and I thought, oh, that just sounds like too much work. I mean, eventually it does come off. So this one actually was pretty good. But again, this little piece that got left behind, you can just take a knife and get the rest of that peel off. And that's it. So are you ready, Sean?
To do?
To do this.
Oh.
Give you this.
Okay. All right.
And choose your weapon. That looks like a good one. We're gonna do 3 of these today for you. Let me get rid of some of this garbage. Now you're cutting. That's good. I'm back. Just be careful not to cut yourself. Perfect. I can hear it, like you're not into the flesh. The one I did was a little bit softer, and I cut some of the flesh, and it kind of was, when I was pulling the peel off, it broke apart. So I just had to cut it up into different shapes, and it was fine. It worked. This is the tricky part, getting started. Or maybe it's not so tricky because you just are having no problem with it. Easier than you thought? I mean, look, you did it.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough.
It is. While he's finishing that, I'm going to cut these.
Grief.
You can cut these into, this is like between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 an inch. So this is not quite 1/4 of an inch, not quite 1/2 an inch. So, and literally what I do is, because these are harder, you could just toss these things around. Again, I'm using avocado oil. I may have said use olive oil, but I wouldn't, because olive oil is stronger in flavor, and you don't want to take that away. You want something more neutral. Avocado has been great. We've been using this. Safflower, sunflower, that kind of thing. So, okay, it's working. That's, you know what, I am going to get a spoon, because I don't want to have a handful of oil. Because these are not so ripe, they're not going to smash up when you do this. These are good, actually. So you just want to coat these, make sure they're separated, as Sean pointed out, and you're going to put them in the air fryer. And I would let them go for about 10 minutes before checking on them. You're going to have to shake them, toss them, turn them a little bit to get the other side done. Some air fryers are, I've seen they look like a little microwave or a little toaster oven. They have like trays, I guess you could put things on flat, but a lot of them are the basket type. So again, these look good. At the halfway point is when I'll put a little sea salt on it and let them start on this. So we're going to get this started and come back and show you what they look like. So these have been going for about 10 minutes. As you can see, they're starting to get a little golden brown. So I'm going to take a little bit of sea salt, sprinkle them on. And this is not being measured. It's to your taste. And do that. And then we're going to give them a little toss. If any are sticking together, you can separate them. And we're going to, they break apart a little bit sometimes, and that's okay. We're just going to keep these going till they get nice and golden brown and get a little bit crispy and cooked all the way through. So we'll be back to show you what that looks like in a few minutes. Let's see if they're done. They're crunchy. They're golden.
Oh, they look amazing.
They're done. So let's have a taste. We have air fried plantain chips. Word of note, we found this out. The last time I made them, we just couldn't stop eating them. I said, wait, save a few. I want to see how they are the next day. They're not good. They turn to rubber.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I think when you buy the plantain chips, like in a bag that are like delicious, I could eat the whole bag, but I have eaten the whole bag. They are deep fried. there's something on them. They're made by professionals. You know,
Yeah.
we're amateurs, so
The home cooked ones, you should cook them and serve them.
yeah, serve
immediately.
them. It's a nice side dish. So they're nice and warm still. So have some. Have one. Mmm.
Oh wow.
If you've never had a plantain, they're a little starchy compared to a banana. They're almost like a potato.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can,
And bread.
yeah, you can mash them. You know, people mash them. What did it make in Puerto Rico? Mofongo.
Mm-hmm. That.
Pounding the. I
These
guess
are
they
so
were
good.
plantains.
I can eat the whole bowl.
I know. Well, we will.
Yeah.
Because they're not good left over. We already talked about.
They're not
But they're nice and, what did you just say? Earthy.
earthy.
They're earthy. They're not a lot of oil. Just a little bit of avocado oil. Oh, yes. These cooked for, I believe it was 28 minutes. I did toss them again. I put a little bit more oil in at the 3/4 mark. They seemed a little dry, so I just put a little bit more oil and a little bit more salt. Again, you can adjust the salt to your liking. Try something different. You could put spices on them. You could put a little cinnamon on. You could put a little pepper on when they're done. And if you want it to cling, you could, when they're completely done, just put a tiny little bit of oil on. And because again, we're using like 1/4 teaspoons of the spray oil, so it's you're not getting a lot of oil. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with these. I hope you'll try them. I know you're happy with them.
They're
'cause
very
we're gonna
good.
finish this bowl right now. This is our lunch. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe below. Facebook Reels, Instagram, YouTube you're watching, and TikTok. I'm doing it slow because I had to think of what we are. TikTok we're on now. So follow us, subscribe to us, recommend us, all of that. Thank you for watching, and we have a 3rd episode coming up with another machine, thanks to you.
And get yourself an air fryer.
Yes! We'll see you next time. Time for some more.
Huh?
Pop them in.
Mm.